Hi, I'm Andy, here on the Movie Pain Train. We got a special request to see a movie.
And what movie is that?
Oh, you don't know the movie?
I do not. And you've been holding it over my head all afternoon.
Not a whole afternoon. Since like 10 o'clock this morning when I texted you.
Yeah.
The movie is a great Russell Crowe classic. Noah.
Oh. Oh, that offended me before I knew it was real.
Yeah, it's Noah.
Who built the ark?
Who built the ark?
Oh. Who told you that was a classic?
I can't say. But
okay.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna do this.
Oh.
We're gonna go watch Noah. So you've seen the trailers. I haven't even done any research onto it, so I have no idea what the Rotten Tomatoes is on it.
It depends who's putting up the posts.
5.9 on IMDb.
How much that's from the Christian community? Okay. I suspect that Christian rock fans are big fans of this one.
Christian rock fans?
Yes.
Or Chris Rock fans?
No. Maybe. Debatable.
Yeah, I know we normally don't do requests. We had a special request come in, so and to be perfectly honest,
this request's pretty special.
Yes, this is. To be honest with you, this was a movie I wanted to pain train, but nobody wanted to do it with me.
There's a certain amount of pain threshold that we're trained to put up with, and
at least that we're not watching. What is the one with Christian Bale?
Batman Begins?
No, not Batman Begins. It's Exodus. At least it's not Exodus.
I
guess we'd have to deal with plagues in there. That might be kind of fun.
I don't know.
Instead of a 600-year-old man
the trailers
building a
I've
boat.
seen for this have tried to mash together what is pretty much a 3-paragraph story and put some action sequences into it.
Yeah, it seems awesome. Every time I think of Noah, though, I do immediately think of the Joe Rogan comedy skit where it's pretty bad. It just has, telling the story of Noah to a 13-year-old retarded boy. That skit, you should watch it on YouTube. I'll put up a link onto it. It is amazing. He finds a little couple holes in the plot of
a biblical story?
Of a biblical story. So, I pretty much gathered your reaction.
I have very, very low expectations of this film. I suspect by the time I finish, I will be seething with rage.
All right. So we'll go ahead and bring Nathan on.
Tag
in. Kind of lean in, check out your spots. All right, there you go. You're positioned fine now.
The correct comedy sketch to think of is Bill Cosby's whole Noah sketch from start to finish.
Bill Cosby has been flushed from my memory.
It's unfortunate,
much like the memories of all of his dates.
Aww. That sketch is great, though. I love at the end of it when God's yelling at him because he says, you've got 2 male hippos and you need 1 male and 1 female. And Noah just says, nah, screw that noise. You just change one of them. And that's comedy gold.
I guess another skit, great skit for that, too, is the Robot Chicken. Where it's like the dinosaurs or like the dragons and such slept in late because Noah told him the wrong time to show up, and then he was like, "Well, why'd you let those freaks die?" But he kept the fairies. He's like, "What, the fairies?" Just runs around with a hammer.
Fly swatter.
Yeah.
I am open mind for this one.
Oh,
open mind. The one thing I know that I'm gonna hate about it. I'm assuming here, because I don't know much about this movie because I didn't bother with it. I'm guessing it doesn't have the balls to actually be religious. My guess is that it's secular and then tries to have its cake and eat it too by also being God's great, but we're not going to admit that God exists because that would drive away non-Christians from the box office. Instead of just embracing it like Prince of Egypt or Ten Commandments style and just saying, yeah, God's there and he made this rain happen, deal with it.
Yeah, out of all the movies I've seen there, kind of in the religious sense, probably the best one I've seen was like the DreamWorks Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, Prince of Egypt. I mean, if you're going to make a religious movie, just make a religious movie. Ten Commandments is a classic. Exodus, Gods and Kings, not so much.
Yeah.
And one of those is like, God is angry and blowing shit up, and the other one is like, maybe it's meteors, and you just can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
So my guess is that's what I'm going to hate about this.
The one thing I will like about it is the price point, which is for free.
Free is good. The cast is amazing. Like, I was looking at the cast list before coming here. It's like Jennifer Connelly and Emma Watson. And there's like 7. The one thing I am interested about the whole God, not God thing is that in the IMDb there's like 8 famous people, including people like Nick Nolte, who are credited as voice only. So I'm wondering if they're going to do the multi-voice God thing like they did in Prince of Egypt, where they had like 10 people dub over the same lines and then mashed them together so that God had all the voices instead of one voice.
So like James Earl Jones mixed with with Nick Nolte, that would just sound weird.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole list, but it was the fact that Nick Nolte was credited as voice. So I'm like, so Nick Nolte's God? I'm a little worried about that.
Just God after a bender.
Yeah.
Hey, gotta make me a boat, and I'm gonna make it rain a lot.
He's not even drunk. He's just crazy like that.
No. You're mixing Gary.
Oh wait,
Busey
I'm
with
thinking
Nick
Gary
Nolte.
Busey. I'm thinking Gary Busey because I want to see a movie like the who's the one guy? The old guy who was God.
Morgan Freeman?
No, not him. The old guy, not the black old
Charlton
guy, but
Heston?
the old guy. No, he was always old. He's only famous for being
Burgess
old
Meredith?
and playing God. Burgess Meredith didn't play God.
He did play God.
God.
Burgess Meredith did play God.
You sons of
Oh,
bitches.
God.
Yeah, oh God was not Burgess Meredith.
That was Burgess Meredith.
No, it was
George Burns.
George Burns.
Yes. Close enough. They're both old.
Yeah.
They're both dead.
The point is I want those style of movies but with Gary Busey. Make that happen, Hollywood.
I want Nick Nolte and then have him be haunted by Gary Busey.
It'd be like I'm with Busey, the TV show, except
it's so
Busey's
good.
God and the other guy's Jesus.
Why is that show not on DVD or anything so I can get it?
Because we are 2 of the 4 people that care about that movie. The other 2 being Gary Busey and that other guy who was on I'm with Busey.
Yeah, that's probably very true too. All right, so let's go watch.
Let's do this thing. I got Twizzlers and popcorn. Let's rock and roll.
You saw the wickedness of man. I knew you would not look away.
Your time is done.
Death comes from the heavens!
Is there anything you would not do to protect our family?
We kill Noah! We take the ark!
The evils of mankind will not live in this new world.
Noah, rated PG-13, Friday.
All right, so we just got back from the living room.
Yeah. It was
Watching
a long and
Noah.
treacherous journey.
Very long and treacherous fucking movie.
Yeah.
So, Nathan, why don't you give the plot here while I text message the person that told us that we need to watch this movie and tell him to go fuck himself.
Is this going to be like a ransom thing where you have to take a picture of like today's newspaper and the credits of the movie to prove you watched it?
Yeah.
So Noah and his family are dirt farmers, and then some bad people kill an armadoggle, and then Noah and his family run into a wasteland where rock monsters live. And then Anthony Hopkins gives him a seed that grows a forest, and then all the birds come, and then Noah uses incense to make the birds sleep forever. And then people are mean, and then Noah tries to kill everyone.
The animals came too.
The animals came too,
Well,
and
people-
more incense.
People came, and then animals came, and then some of the animals were eaten by the people before they got onto the boat.
Yes. That's why we don't have unicorns and dragons, as they were eaten by the people.
It's true.
Who then try to fight. Hey, there was a good 5 minutes of the film, which was right about there, and then after that part that we can come back to because it's worth talking about because it was not terrible.
Yeah, we'll recap on that.
Then they go on the boat, and then Noah's like a psychopath, and then they're on the boat for 9 months while there's a guy in a corner that nobody notices who slowly drives species extinct one at a time by just biting their heads off raw. And then they land, and then Noah's drunk and naked on a beach. And then his son decides that he has to go off on his own, even though they're on an island and they're literally the only 7 people that exist. And then the movie ends with glowing snakeskin touches.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty much accurate description of that film. I mean, you were talking that the director, which is Darren Aronofsky, which has done, I think, like The Wrestler. I think he's
Sure, he's
one of
not
his
a
movies.
terrible director.
No, he's not. But
You wouldn't know it from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking that he had taken. Well, he had taken liberties, but he had tried to make the movie so it was acceptable by people who aren't highly religious.
To be fair, like that was accomplished pretty well.
Well, sure, in the fact that atheists can enjoy The Hobbit, like when there are rock monsters using chains and clubs and explosions to slaughter people in an epic battle.
This is in the same vein as Play-Doh being non-toxic. It's still not food, but it's not going to kill you if you eat it.
Oh, I thought you said Plato, as in like the philosopher.
He's not food.
He's not toxic. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he toxic, or that was Socrates? I think that was toxic.
Well, no, non-toxic means it's eatable.
Right,
It's edible.
and one of them wasn't Socrates because he did the hemlock suicide. So Socrates is toxic.
Is toxic. Okay.
Is it Aristotle, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
You're pushing for my memory here.
Okay. It's George Burns.
Oh,
yeah. It's George Burns, Socrates, Burgess Meredith, Plato.
Oh, you rank Burgess Meredith under Socrates?
That's in order of how they taught each other. That's not how good they are.
Are you talking about the Socrates from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
That's Socrates.
Oh, yes, I forgot. What the fuck did we just watch?
Oh my god, it's
the longest freaking movie ever.
That's the thing. Like from the interviews, when he said he was trying to make it friendly to people who were religious and people who were not religious, I thought he meant he was going to keep it vague. And Noah's a guy, and then there's a rain, and he manually captures some animals, and he has visions. Maybe he's crazy. Maybe it's God. I did not expect rock monsters and miracles. Like, where in his interview of keeping it friendly to non-religious people do rock monsters and miracles come in?
The entire movie does this fantastic job of making the creator. They never actually say, like, God, really, do they?
They never use the G word. I remember that from interviews as well. They never use the G word.
But the creator is this very odd, like, hands-off, won't say anything, but very obviously mind controls animals to the ark.
No, he is handing out miracles willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's a forest.
The forest has a purpose. Like, Noah's son plucks a flower out of like a whole field of flowers, and Noah's like, you shouldn't pluck flowers because then they die and they can't pollinate to make more flowers. So God just makes another flower grow there while Noah's watching. Just fuck it, need one more flower. Like, just blatant miracles.
Yep.
And I don't get, like, if you're gonna do that, then just call him God or Yahweh. I guess God, Allah, Yahweh. Did he just not want to specify to one of the three religions?
Possibly.
If that's so, don't say that you're keeping it non-religious person friendly. Just say that it's going to be the God of Moses, and I'm not going to specify Christian, Jewish, or Islamic.
Yep. So, I guess probably the thing we kind of said that we were going to go over just a little bit. I think we should talk about the fallen angels, or what they call was the Watchers,
mm-hmm.
which are the giant rock monsters. They're basically the same things as you saw in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, it's Grignac.
Yep.
Or the rock biter.
Yep. I thought they were kind of cool in a sense. They were probably the best part of the film.
They were neat, but something really bothered me is like whenever you saw close-ups of them, they look like the old school like stop motion claymation to me.
Yeah, that's the bad
thing. It
thing.
just felt kind of out of place with how high tech and CGI they managed to make everything else.
They didn't do anything with CGI. This is all practical effects.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
Everything.
You should have seen the soundstage.
It's a documentary.
Getting all those snakes and animals to move in the same direction and not murder each other was a hell of a task.
How many takes did it take for that guy to bite the head off of that gecko? They went through so many geckos.
There's a couple of scenes of the gecko biting him.
Like the rock monsters were cool. They were cool. Like, but not in a Noah movie.
No.
Like my Sunday school, I don't remember rock monsters defending the ark from hordes.
No.
It was Noah's Ark as told by an excited 8-year-old.
Yeah. Then the rock monsters show up and they had like 4 arms each and their faces were made out of lava.
That's pretty much it.
They were cool. Like,
Yeah,
I would totally see those rock monsters in Hellboy 3, but not in Noah.
Yeah, Yeah, they were strangely missing from the trailers.
Yes, they were.
Strangely, because honestly, if anybody would have caught wind that there was rock monsters in this movie, they would have been.
What?
That's pretty much exactly what we did when we started watching the movie. We saw rock monsters, like, what?
Well, and there were rock monsters in the flashback to the story of Earth up until then, and it's like, okay, rock monsters in the past, and then they show up during the movie, and it's like, oh. But you're right about the trailers. I have a sneeze coming, so. Like in the trailers, there's the shot where the evil guy is like, you can't stop me by yourself, and Noah's like, who says I'm by myself? And everybody in the audience is like, oh, he's talking about God. He has God behind him. No, in the movie, immediately after he says that, 50 rock monsters pop up and look all threatening at the mob.
Some people are thinking probably that we're kidding.
No, it is
honestly not
absolutely true.
Rock monsters.
And Noah's son plays tag with a rock monster, and it's heartwarming.
and the rock monster are sort of the one joke in the whole movie.
I missed it too.
Yeah, you're right. Also, the grumpy rock monster is Nick Nolte.
Yes. Yes,
I didn't catch that in the credits.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I just recognized his voice. But he
Yeah.
was just like, "The humans have betrayed us," blah blah blah, and you're all like, "That's Nick Nolte."
Yeah. I mean, I know to hear him.
I don't know who the good rock monster was though.
I don't know. It doesn't
They
matter.
were all good in the end.
Well, sure, but the one that started out good, the one that
the one that
softened their
trusted
hearts.
the vicious humans.
So, was that a suicide bomb then for that final rock monster?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how many of the rock monsters did it on purpose. Like, all of a sudden, 10 of them died all at once, and I don't know that...
Just to prefix this, the rock monsters are actually angels who went to help humans and got trapped in the world they were trying to...
They were fallen first. They were kicked out of heaven.
No, they left.
They went to... They
left on
heaven to
purpose?
help humans.
And God's like, no, you can't do that, and then encased them in rock.
Well, he didn't encase them. I think what it was is they literally... hit the they were hot from re-entry.
Yeah.
So when they impacted, the earth melted onto them and solidified as dirt. So it was an unintentional side effect of their crash landing.
That's about right.
Yeah. Also, somehow they grew extra arms.
Bonus.
Did you notice the one that had the arm that was like this, but he was using this other arm up here all the time? Yeah. Yeah.
But either way, these angels falling from heaven, they're defending the ark from the horde of the angry, bad humans.
Yeah.
And, one of them dies, and you immediately see the angel form just instantly shoot straight up into Heavenland.
Which was a ripoff of I, Frankenstein.
Clearly.
Yeah, completely.
And the rest are like, hey, if you die, you ascend.
And then, they haven't known about this. I mean, they've been around the Earth for how long at that point?
To be fair, maybe it wasn't true until this moment.
No, they showed them exploding before,
right? And I don't think they ascended those times. I think they got to ascend now because they redeemed themselves by helping Noah to build the ark. I think the previous ones that had died just died.
They did explode, though.
I think they exploded because they were being shot by cannons and stuff. The humans used guns at this point. I think they were exploding.
They were guns?
They were using guns.
The king used a gun to shoot the first rock monster in the chest to weaken it to stab it.
Oh, no. It wasn't really a gun. It was one of the... Well,
it was like Kirk builds to fight the Gorn. I mean, it's not like it was an AK-47,
Yes.
but it was a tube with gunpowder that shot out a magic rock.
Brought up Kirk fights Gorn.
That's exactly what he used.
Let's build a rudimentary laser.
Rudimentary lathe. What's its motivation? I think those ones exploded because they were killed with explosions. I don't think they ascended. I think these ones ascended because they had redeemed themselves in the Creator's eyes by helping humans.
The good thing about at least that part, we could rewatch that part to verify, and that's only 5 minutes into the film. Yeah. So we could verify that part, which I might still. Yeah. But
everything Rock Monster related was cool. I liked them.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was 2 hours of not rock monsters around there.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots where this movie slows things down to make the movie longer. There's a sequence when you find out all right, so they find this little girl who is wounded and she's got this little lower belly scar.
She's stabbed.
Yes.
Right in the
and it's determined almost instantaneously somehow that she's barren and will be forever.
You can tell because you're a dirt farmer and you know this about people's anatomy.
Know things.
Yeah.
Either way, fast forward a little bit.
Fast forward 10 years.
Yeah, magic uterus fix.
Mm-hmm. Well, she got her adopted grandfather's blessing, which means her uterus works now.
Yes. Yes.
After she helped him find fruits in the forest.
No, she failed.
Yeah, she failed that time.
Goddamn berries.
There were no berries.
Yeah.
Then she gets super mega pregnant right away.
Well, her uterus gets fixed, and then she's walking back to the Ark and sees her boyfriend, and it is like a Penthouse Forum thing. Like, she is on, like, Donkey Kong.
Like, Grandpa is, like, 20 feet behind them,
yeah,
and they're just at it.
Like, oh, my God, are they at it. It is like teenagers when the parents finally leave the house. Like,
they're going...
Here's some money. Exactly 15 minutes. They're going to be here soon.
Here's some money. Buy some pizza. Don't do anything wrong. And then boyfriend walks out of the closet as they close the door.
Yeah. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, just immediately, I'm fixed. I'm done.
Well, the part that actually makes it kind of funny to me is, like, she gets magic uterus fix. They bang super hard, super fast. Like, she doesn't realize, like, like, she knows what's happened. Like, it works. I gotta get this now. And then, like, later, it's a surprise when she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She thought Grandpa's blessing just made her super horny.
Oh, right. Old men really do it for me.
Yeah.
But I think it dragged because they tried to shoehorn in drama. Because since they weren't, I don't understand. They made it blatantly magical, but not religious. I mean, but it is religious. Like, if they're gonna fucking be religious, just stick to the Noah story. But since they didn't want to just stick to the Noah story, they shoehorn in the evil king being on the boat and the Noah wanting to kill his grandchildren because he's suicidal.
Yeah.
And like,
we should probably point out the evil king on the boat. Like, during the big human invasion, like, the evil king gets knocked aside and notices convenient scaffolding to secret, passageway to the Ark and sneaks aboard.
He climbs onto the boat and is on there all during what we have always known as children. It's 40 days and 40 nights.
Yep.
Or one magic pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
So we don't know whether she got carried twins to term in 40 days or if it's been 9 months.
Yeah.
The movie is unclear which of those two facts we have to accept.
Yeah.
And this entire time, this king is sitting in the hold, grabbing random animals and just eating them.
Yep.
Which is easy to do when they're asleep because they still are magic incensed.
That really bothered me. That really bothered me.
It gets around the poo problem and how do the carnivores eat problem of our childhood.
It does, but not how they found this magic incense that knocks out everything with the people holding it.
God grew it. I'm sorry, the creator grew it.
Right. and these people magically figured it out.
My big problem with that part of the movie was the fact that, number one, Evil King is stowed away in the basement of this boat, which they never find until when plot seems
nobody ever goes on a walk around.
No one checks on all the chameleon things first and then covered himself in their skins.
No, that's probably it. But the fact so Noah has this thing is basically mankind is evil. So mankind, in the eyes of the creator, must be destroyed. So his mission is to kill off everybody there. It's like the only person that could possibly bear a child was his wife, and him and his wife were going to die. And then the boy's girlfriend, sexy girlfriend, Emma
Watson.
Emma Watson. Oh, Emma Stone would have been good in this too.
Yeah, Emma Watson's good.
Yeah. But Emma Watson, that he thought that she was barren, then found out that she was pregnant. Then he's like, well, if it's a daughter, I'm going to kill her.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because he didn't want mankind to continue. And this whole 9 months or 40 days, they have to deal with brooding grandpa.
Nobody just clubs him while he's asleep.
To death, the death of his children. They're like, oh, well, we hope it's a boy.
Yeah.
Even then, when she finally gives birth and it finds out that it's basically two girls at that point, and they're like, Grandpa, we'll just cry a little bit while you walk towards the children to kill them.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
Is what it boils down to, I guess.
Although I will say that Noah does have a really awesome scene during their pregnancy. Like, they build an escape raft to get off the Ark and away from Noah.
Yeah. I love the escape arc.
And so they're all ready to go, and I was like, no, you'll just die out there all alone in the water and yada yada. And then so they're all ready to go, and Noah just out of nowhere just nonchalantly just throws a freaking, was it torch or magic rock or
It's
what?
magic rock.
Yeah, magic rock
rocks.
right into the boat. Whole thing pops up and blazing, cuts it loose. It's like, you ain't leaving.
Yeah, just nonchalant, just
Yeah.
appears, firebombs that bitch, cuts it loose, and then goes back below deck.
Yep.
It's like, fuck you.
Oh,
And then the fight scene with the captain too. It was just not necessary.
Well, his whole
Noah drunk on the beach was actually entertaining though.
I
thought he was drunk before he built the ark. I thought that's what he was doing for his life. He was just whittling away, being a drunk, and then until one day he goes, "I gotta go build a boat. I gotta save life."
I don't know.
Isn't that kind of how?
I remember nothing about him being drunk from what I remember in childhood of learning about Noah. I don't know. It was weird because the pregnancy plot line and the Noah wanting to kill his own grandchildren plot line and the evil king plot line were both kind of ham-fisted and shoehorned in. And so one or the other I get. Like have the family drama or have the evil stowaway, but they both were just bleh. Well, neither of them was done fully and well.
because of that weird conflict towards the end where like one of the children is trying to kill Noah because Noah wants to murder the kids.
Literally every other character is actively trying to murder Noah. There are 3 dudes with weapons in the hold, all attacking Noah, and then suddenly...
Well, the king, like one of the kids is like in a kill strike position, and the king goes like, nope, knocks him away.
He calls dibs.
Yeah.
He called dibs on killing Noah. And then the other son that wants to kill Noah just randomly decides, I changed my mind, I'll kill you instead.
Basically.
With no justification whatsoever. Like, at any point in those 9 months, the 3 of them could have talked to each other and be like, let's just slit his throat while he's sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. 9 months to deal with brooding grandpa, or even that. Even if they had it go 40 days, like her pregnancy lasted 40 days, they had 30 some days to plan when they're fucking gonna kill Noah.
And it's not like they had anything else to do on that freaking boat.
They're not playing Pachisi or anything.
Yeah,
he's got to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. It's if somebody had said like once you have that kid, I'm going to kill it, I would make sure that person had no chance at that. Like he would be tied up or something.
Yeah, you think that would be a reveal that like Noah wouldn't actually say anything? They'd have like a monologue or like another like thing where he has a creepy vision or something like that, and then like right at the end like, I need to kill it because it's a girl and it might reproduce. Not like spoil your plans well in advance.
6 months or 9 months in advance. Yeah, no, that would have been a much better plot point if they would have waited until she actually had the kids, and then Noah basically went Jack Nicholson all over everybody like The Shining, just trouncing around the boat with a pickaxe.
I mean, I guess just his entire family really, really, really respects the honor thy father commandment.
Well, did you see him? He's an ass kicker. Like right on the way, like he gets jumped by like 3 or 4 like brigands, and he out and out murders them all.
Yeah,
like without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah,
like action movie sequence, like a cha snap and.
Well, are you not entertained?
To be fair, they weren't vegan.
That's true. They were going to eat that armadillo.
They were going to eat that animal that they killed with the sporting bow and arrow and needed to live.
Right.
Like they literally
Not
were
cool.
like, we are starving and would like to eat that animal, thank you. So he kills them all.
Right.
Yeah.
And doesn't eat a single one of them.
Dogglin.
Armadoggle.
Yep. Also, the duckbill platypus died on the Ark too. You remember that?
No?
No, it's still around.
Not the platypus. It's the old duckbill dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
That died on the Ark too.
As bait to get Noah out of hiding, they kill a random dinosaur. Which I guess is
Which didn't even
funny.
serve as good bait because the son just walked up and made up a lie anyways. Like,
yeah, like he didn't need to kill an animal because his lie was, Dad, the animals are killing each other around that corner, and then they killed a random animal in the hallway leading to that corner for verisimilitude, because now we know to go, this animal is dead. Clearly, there are more dead animals around that corner. I should investigate blindly.
Was very trusting of his sons that do whatever he asks.
In that corner every day where the animals keep vanishing and I keep hearing him talking to another guy. I'm sure nothing's happening. I'll check on it 9 months from now when my kids are murdered. That's my Noah impression.
You deal with him. When Grandpa says he's going to kill kids, you deal with him.
That was
Grandpa?
another point. Like they
the
didn't even
boss.
like Grandpa on the boat. Like Noah's father is like living in a cave nearby, providing really good advice and just generally being useful. Not even invited onto that ark.
Well, because Noah's plan was for everyone to die. Everyone, including his family. The only reason his family got on the ark was so that they could let the animals off once they landed. Like, that's Noah's plan. And his family's just along for it because he's the boss. Like, all of those plot holes are pseudo-sealed if you're just willing to shrug and go, I guess they're super brainwashed and do anything Noah says.
It's not like they really needed Noah to do anything with the boat either,
Well, I mean,
because
to
he
be-
wasn't actually driving it; they were just floating.
Yeah. No, the mind control thing makes sense because there's a lot of like herbs going on this whole movie. They drug a whole pile of animals into basically comas that they can decide to wake them up from.
Comas where they don't even have to feed them while they're in a coma. Like, really effective comas.
And Noah gets a second vision from some crazy tea. You know, like there could be a big brainwashing thing.
I don't know. I just miss the rock monsters. Why couldn't the rock monsters have piloted the ark and let the animals off and repopulated the
They're
earth?
too heavy; it would sink.
No, because if you recall from the fight scene,
right.
they literally had just tons of rocks in the hull of the ship.
Yeah.
Well, that's ballast. That's to keep it from the ship from tipping.
Boats do not work that way.
Like, is it because they were bad planning and all the elephants are sleeping on one side of the boat and, like, the chipmunks are on the other side, so they need rocks on that side?
Exactly, yeah. That's why.
There's a great card game called Ark where you play animal cards and you have to play on the right or the left side of the boat and you're not allowed to tip the boat over. It's really fun. It's a great game. I recommend it.
It's probably better than the movie.
It's probably
It
better than the
is
movie.
definitely better than the movie. There are no rock monsters, though. There's
Well, I mean, you can make some cards.
Yeah. There's a promo card, Brontosaurus.
So, how would you rate this movie?
I really liked the rock monsters.
The rock monsters are the peanut.
They
and the turd.
seem like such good, strong hands.
I would recommend the movie to only people that want to. Basically, I would tell them that there's rock monsters and Noah, just to see them go, what?
With some tasteful editing, it could be a really good 45-minute made-for-TV sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I would say, man, would
If it had just gone whole hog, fuck it.
Yeah,
we're
Super Mega
religious.
Magic meets like Lord of the Rings.
I think it
to
should
the
have
Ark.
gone full religious.
Like,
I think
just
I would
be
have
reli-
appreciated it,
Well, because like
the
they had that
direction
sequence
better.
early on where Noah's father has that magic sword that wipes out an army that you never see again.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
it's not like super magic weapons don't exist.
He put it in the ground, and he
He just forgot about it.
Yeah,
Left it.
Yeah.
But just like go on full, not even just full magic, like just full God, full religion. Because like I said, I don't remember if
that
this was
actually
on
might
air or
have helped.
beforehand, but like when I think of the movies I've seen that are based on the Bible, Ten Commandments, classic, amazing film.
Yep.
Exodus, Gods and Monsters, laughable garbage. Prince of Egypt, amazing film. Noah, not so much. No. The ones that embrace it and say, you know what? We are about the Bible. We are going to treat the story as the way the Bible says. Those are good because they go for it.
They leave it as a story. They're not trying to convert you in the process.
Yeah.
They're just going, here's the story, you know the source.
Yeah, here's the story. And they don't necessarily preach and just shove
Right.
your face in and say, believe this.
Well, I mean,
They
it's the
just-
same
they
as all the
have-
Greek mythology.
Whether you believe the Bible or not, these are really interesting stories.
Yes.
Like, those are really, really cool stories. They're either fictional or not. The movie doesn't have to go halfway in between and say, maybe it's fictional, maybe it's not. Just tell the story and let the viewer decide if it's fictional or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have much rather have the movie be all just full on religious or full on something else.
Like, either no magic and no rock monsters
Yeah.
or have God talk to Noah.
Yeah.
Like, the in-between just doesn't... You can't eat your cake and have it, too.
No. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to the sequel to make Jonah and the whale. No?
Oh, I thought you meant the sequel would have Jonah Hill in it.
Or that, yes. Jonah Hill was just on the other side of the island next to Shem, like, hey, I survived. I swam for 40 days and 40 nights.
He just floated.
Yeah. You didn't learn that?
Dead man's float. Well, it was 9 months.
Oh. Or
40 days.
I don't know how time works in Noah. I'm not going to figure this out.
Yeah, time is very horrible in Noah. And I like how they have all these really heartfelt conversations all on the same day not like they argue about. I assume that they did have those same conversations every day.
No, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just sat in silence for 8 months and 30 days, and then they're like, you know what? We should probably talk this over.
I would not recommend this movie. It's not. It's.
I just had a flashback to a previous episode. I wish this movie had ended with he goes up on deck and they're fighting and everything. He looks over and the Athenians are rowing towards him, going to ramming speed. I would have loved that.
How would this rank in our movies? I would probably.
It's not the worst. It's not the best. It was aggressively mediocre.
Yeah. I would not watch RoboCop over this.
No.
I probably would watch I, Frankenstein over this again. The rock monsters though were amazing though. I would love to actually watch that scene again because there was so much death and carnage that was happening with them. Yeah. It was like a windmill of fun.
The battle when the humans are trying to get to the Ark and the rock monsters are defending the Ark was really, really cool. That was a real skip the movie, look at that scene on YouTube.
It's very similar to like the scene of Minas Tirith. Not Minas Tirith.
Orthanc.
No, it's with
the Ents sieging Orthanc.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Orthanc.
Yep. That was it was very similar to that, but much faster paced.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like I said,
it was built as an action sequence.
It doesn't have the flaming Ent come running in from off screen to douse his hair, which is the greatest thing in the world. But yeah, no, it was boring. The plot lines were handled badly. I wish it had made up its mind about whether it was a religious film or not. But rock monsters were cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you have a 5-star system, you've got 1 star and the star is all rock monster.
Yeah.
It's just a rock monster is the rating of this film.
If you categorize, like every movie is graded, you have your plot, you have your cinematography, you have your rock monster quota. Like this is just all C- and Ds and then an A+ in rock monster.
Visually, the movie looked nice, though. I will say that though they did very good in the visual aspect.
And the shots were usually relatively well done.
There were a couple of those quicker action sequences where it was just too many pale white dudes in dark brown clothing.
Yeah. Which is when these movies that try to have the dingy dirt everywhere things
really do have dirt everywhere and you can't tell what's happening.
Yeah.
That one girl got trampled real bad though.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know.
That's pretty much it.
It's not terrible. Fast forward to the rock monsters.
Yeah, that's the part you watch.
Yeah, once the rock monsters are gone, then that's not really worthy to... unless you want to try to figure out what the timeline actually is presented.
If you watch until they get on the boat and then say to yourself, yeah, they're on the boat, I bet in 40 days they land and repopulate, and then turn it off, it's not a bad hour-long movie.
Yeah. That would not be a bad film. Yep.
Yeah, I'd watch that hour-long movie.
Yeah.
Just roll credits right when they get on the boat. Or no, after the screaming people outside the boat all drown.
Yeah.
That was a little brutal. That was like...
We all kind of stopped at that moment. Whoa.
Really...
darkest 8 frames of the whole movie.
There's actually a couple scenes in the film that are actually really brutal. Like the whole... When Noah travels back to the village that's outside of the Ark.
And sees what's going on.
Sees what's going on out there. With animals being ripped apart and being thrown into the crowd.
The shot of the Ark floating in the background while the foreground has people screaming while holding on to the one rock that remains as an anchor point on the face of the earth just seems like a really brutal heavy metal album cover. I could see that with just iced earth above it.
Nice. All right, so let's call it.
All right, I need to get home and watch Fringe. Fringe is good.
Yeah. See ya.